हेलो दोस्तों, डे मुझे पता नहीं कौन सा चल रहा है भाई, बट आज लास्ट डे है और जा रहे हैं वॉकिंग टूर पर सिटी सेंटर साइड। तो अभी हमें टुंग चुंग में, यहाँ से टुंग चुंग लाइन पकड़ेंगे तो सीधे हांगकांग सिटी सेंटर उतारेगी। तो चलते हैं तो देखते हैं। भाई अभी ऑरेंज बैग है 10:08 हम जा रहे हैं मेट्रो की तरफ, मेट्रो स्टेशन, और हमें 11 बजे तक पहुँचना है। देखते हैं, पहुँच तो जाएंगे। अराउंड 45 मिनट्स मेट्रो लेगी और 50 मिनट्स के वॉक है, तो 5 बजे तक टीले के साथ हम हो जाएंगे। और वॉकिंग टूर की जो डिटेल है वो मैं अलग से रिकॉर्ड डाल दूँगा खुद से, क्योंकि मेरी दीदी बुक करी थी तो उनको पता नहीं कहाँ से बुक करेगी। तो एग्जैक्ट जो डिटेल्स हैं अलग से एक्टिव पैड करके डाल दूँ। यहाँ की एक चीज़ अलग है कि गाँव तो बहुत कम जाना होता है। यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट पार्टनरशिप से पोडियम्स बने होते हैं जो कि आपको शॉपिंग सेंटर, मेट्रो वगैरह से कनेक्ट करते हैं। जैसे अपना DMRC में होता है भाई, ये इंफॉर्मेशन मशीन है, तो हमने ऑक्टोबस साइड लगाया था, सारी जर्नीज़ और स्पेंड दिखा दी, कब कहाँ हुई और कितना बैलेंस बचा है वो दिखा दिया है। अभी हमारे में है $37.2। तो यहाँ पर दरवाजे अपने आप नहीं खुलते हुए मेट्रो इस पहले यहाँ पर तो नहीं है, फिर मैं कुछ करके जाना होता है। मेरी फुटेज अभी कम बची है, 1.5 घंटे की बची है, तो मैं वो रिकॉर्ड करूँगा जो सही लगेगी हांगकांग सेंटर की तरफ। अभी हम हैं यहाँ पर, तो अब हमें जाना है, ये पूरी ये है टुंग चुंग लाइन। अब हमें जाना है हांगकांग, वहाँ से हमें जाना है फिर सेंट्रल की तरफ, तो वहाँ पे हमें एग्जिट करना है, तो वहाँ पे हमारा वॉकिंग टूर स्टार्ट होगा। भाई वो डिज्नीलैंड वाली लाइन अगर दिख रही होगा उससे गए थे हम लोग। भाई अभी हम हांगकांग स्टेशन पे उतर चुके हैं, तो यहाँ से अब हमें जाना है सिटी सेंटर की साइड, एग्जिट के की तरफ। तो एग्जिट के का बोर्ड तो नहीं दिख रहा है, यहाँ तक मुझे ई तक का बोर्ड दिख रहा है, बट ये जे के एफ तक का दिख रहा है हमें, है ना। लेकिन हमें जाना है के पर, क्योंकि के से पूछते हैं और चलते हैं के की तरफ। तो मतलब किस साइड होगा एग्जिट उसका के का, वहाँ पे हमें वॉकिंग टूर वाले कोई ना कोई मिल जाएगा, देन वी विल। तो भाई अभी हम हांगकांग स्टेशन पे उतर चुके हैं, तो यहाँ से अब हमें जाना है सिटी सेंटर की साइड एग्जिट के की तरफ। तो एग्जिट के का बोर्ड तो नहीं दिख रहा है यहाँ तक, मुझे ई तक का बोर्ड दिख रहा है, बट ये जे के एफ तक का दिख रहा है हमें, है ना। लेकिन हमें जाना है के पर, क्योंकि के से पूछते हैं और चलते हैं के की तरफ। तो मतलब किस साइड होगा एग्जिट उसका के का, वहाँ पे हमें वॉकिंग टूर वाले कोई ना कोई मिल जाएगा। देन वी विल थैंक यू भाई, बता दिया एग्जिट के लिए हमें ये यहाँ पे एग्जिट हो जाएगा। ये मतलब यहीं पे निकलने के लिए हमें अभी सेंटर की तरफ जाना है, जो कि आगे जाके है राइट में। राइट है लेफ्ट है यार, भूल गया, देखेंगे राइट था, पूछ लेंगे दोबारा कीजिए। तो वहाँ पे एग्जैक्ट जहाँ पे के आएगा एकदम वहीं पे हमें मतलब एग्जिट करना है, मतलब ये अपने कार्ड वगैरह लगाने। एक्सपो वगैरह का भी टाइम नहीं था यार, एक्सपो इवेंट वगैरह भी चला जाता है। चलते हैं एग्जिट करते हुए, मतलब मिलता है आप लोगों से। और बाकी ये हमें एक मतलब काफ़ी बड़ा स्टेशन है, तो जैसे अपना DMRC में होता है भाई, उन्होंने सारी शॉप्स वगैरह खोली हुई है। DMRC में तो कम होती हैं, यहाँ पे 7-Eleven वगैरह ऐसी सारी शॉप्स हैं। चलो अब मैं एग्जिट करके तब I want to go to exit K. Do you know where to go? Exit K. Sorry. Exit K. I have to exit from K. Exit K towards the center. Do you know where to go? Sure. I have to exit from the exit K.
Sorry, I don't know.
Do you know I want to exit from K? Toward exit K towards
Central Station.
Okay, that one.
Yeah, Hong Kong Station.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Towards right मुझे बोला ना। ये भी एग्जिट के की तरफ जा रहे हैं, सेंट्रल स्टेशन है भाई, तो इधर देखते हैं। वो दिख रहा है सेंट्रल स्टेशन का बोर्ड। आई डोंट नो कैमरे में दिख रहा है कि नहीं, अब दिख जाएगा। ये एक इंटरचेंज स्टेशन है। भाई ये एग्जिट के साइंस दिखने लगे हैं, देखो ये हमें जाना है टूवर्ड्स चैशी स्क्वायर, हांगकॉन्ग सिटी हॉल। एग्जिट के स्क्वायर बोर्ड दिखने लगे, हमें स्ट्रेट जाना है, तो चलते हैं। तो अभी हमें भाई यहाँ पर हमें एग्जिट के पे जाना है, जो कि सीधे जाकर यहाँ पर राइट में। ठीक है, फाइनली ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत कन्फ्यूजन है, इतना भी नहीं। ठीक है, चलते हैं स्ट्रेट एग्जिट के एंड देखते हैं कोई मिलता है कि नहीं टूर वाला। पहुँचने वाले हैं एग्जिट के पर, एग्जिट के आ गई है, तो आई थिंक अपन यहाँ पर अपना कार्ड लगा देना चाहिए, एग्जिट कर लेना चाहिए। ठीक है, $23 नहीं हमारा $13 लग गए हैं, $23 बचे हैं आई गेस। हाँ ठीक है, एग्जिट के पे हमारे पहुँचने वाले हैं और चलते हैं, देखते हैं कोई मिलता है कि नहीं तो हम अपने आप ही वही वॉकिंग टूर लेंगे, अपने आप ही घूम लेंगे 2 घंटे एंड देन विल गो। आ गए हैं भाई एग्जिट के पर, स्टैचू स्क्वायर। एंड देखते हैं आज के इवेंट में तो 2-3 घंटे मिलता मैक्सिमम यहाँ पे सिटी सेंटर में घूमने के, तो जितना हो पाएगा उतना दिखाने की कोशिश करूँगा। बाकी फिर मैं अगर मेरी फ्लाइट है शाम की तो मैं अराउंड तो अभी यहाँ पे घर भी पहुँचना है, तो वहाँ से पैकिंग करें एयरपोर्ट के लिए भी निकलना है। तो यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम 2 या 3 घंटे से ज़्यादा मैं नहीं रुक सकता, फिर टाइम लगा जितना हो देख के चलते हैं। Yeah, walking tour.
Ah, yes.
Rahul.
Your
Rahul, it should be, yeah, this one.
Rahul. Yeah. Okay. So, man, where you from?
I'm from India.
India. We'll start now. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Hey, पहुँच गए हैं।
Hello. Good morning. Hello. Can you hear me? If not, then please come closer. My name is Steven. Today, my honor to be your tour guide. Before I start, I just quickly read your name and your country so that I'm not missing anyone. Okay? Jimmer, UK. Yes. Neem from Ireland. Yeah. Basma from Egypt. And then Eleanor, New Zealand. Thank you. And then Rahul
From India.
Rahul, India.
Yes.
India. Timo in Germany. And then Tina from London. And then Veronica, one from Argentina. And yeah, here you are. Ying Xin from Singapore. And then Anna, Singapore. Yes, thank you. Jasmine from Netherlands. Yes, thank you. Buddy Abba from Philippines. And Eva from France. And Becca from Lithuania. Sorry, my poor spelling English. So everybody here except some skill missing, I won't wait for them. I'm going to start. So first of all, we are in a right tour, right? Introduction to Hong Kong is a free tour organized by our company. First of all, about myself, I'm Chinese. I'm born here, I raised here, educated here. I'm going to check out later. I raised here, I got educated and graduated here. Actually, you won't imagine what I'm doing before this job. I was an engineer, electronic engineer, and I started my career after my graduation, worked in here, Hong Kong for a few years. Then I moved to Beijing for another 11 years. And at 2010, I was so bored. I really want to get rid of my work because I need to fly all to China and spend no time with my family. Okay. And that 2010, I had 2 small kids, young kids. That's why I decided with my wife, I moved back to Hong Kong. And that I kept the business there with some partners running still today. And now I have more free time to do my hobby. My work is to introduce Hong Kong to all of you. Actually, I'm doing also ecotourism, geotourism, cultural history, anything related to Hong Kong I'm interested because it's my home. I truly treat myself as a Hong Konger because before my generation, my mom and dad creative region. So everybody just immigrate to Hong Kong. But we are the first generation really born in Hong Kong, lived in Hong Kong. So I know about a little bit Hong Kong. So that's the reason I'm today your tour guide. So a little bit about the logistics. The tour is 2 hours, but probably will be end around 1:15, something like that. We are in the central station. We'll end in the next station called Zhongwan, just the next one. But we are not outside the station. I will show you if you need me to guide you to the subway. No problem. And we are in a walking tour, so it's very busy today. So you're going to miss me if you stop taking photos, whatever. We have large group, so to be safe, you may add my Facebook, my WhatsApp. And then now, let me get this registration, then we will start the tour. Any question? No. We have another three friends from Hong Kong, from Singapore, and from Israel.
ये है
So,
city center.
let's start. Please follow me.
You met somebody from Newcastle. That's a Geordie.
ये भी मैं स्टूल पे तो मैं अकेला ही गया
I'll have you.
अभी मैं टूर स्टार्ट कर दिया तो भाई भी टूर स्टार्ट हो गया
Right. That just come close to me and scan the QR code. I just repeat. My name, I'm Stephen Lau. My real name actually printed in the Hong Kong ID. Okay, so now, in this tour, in very short 2 hours, you're going to see a very compressed Hong Kong. I will share history, culture, cuisine, even religion in a very tight period. So in front of you, actually we're in the city center of Hong Kong. Hong Kong, the central is the heart of Hong Kong. When the British came here in the 1841, they chose here to set up the Hong Kong city called the Victoria City. So even nowadays, after the hangover to China, here is still the center of the Hong Kong. You'll see all the big buildings surrounded us, including that magnificent building, very old one, modern buildings like the big banks. All over the world, we have consulates, even the government house at the back. I'm going to show you later. So, the first building is going to be introduced is the old one. Which one is the oldest? Definitely this one. So, from the outlook, what do you think this is for, the function of this building?
City Hall?
Huh?
City Hall?
City Hall, close, but no.
Justice?
Justice, yes, justice. See, on top of the pediment is the statue, is the goddess. It's from the Greek. The Bible is the goddess of justice. From British, you may know about this, because it's showing who is the boss, who's running Hong Kong, who is running this building. Usually you will find in the cons, government houses, public buildings, you see the coat on flag. And then even now, bottom, erected AD, blah blah blah. Do you know what was the year this building built?
1910
Wow, clever you. 1910. 1910. Indeed, we opened in 1841, which means 60 years later, 60, 70 years later, we set up this magnificent building because the first 50 years, Hong Kong actually very poor. Not many people really want to stay here. We have a lot of diseases, hot weather, the Westerner really hate to really go to Hong Kong. But after 50 years, it's getting a little better. They have enough money to build this building with the granites from here, Hong Kong. Hong Kong's a big granite, very big granite, including Cowden as well. So we harvest the stones and then we build this beautiful building. And ER, you know what's ER? Elizabeth Rex. That here is the Queen Elizabeth. So to know more about this building, I don't have much time, but just want you to know that in the Western, in the UK or other European, you have bigger, more pavement under the ground with these pillars, because Hong Kong is so hot and raining in the summer. So usually we'll build a bigger this corridor in the ground floor so that the sunlight will not shine into the rooms. So this is Chinese features. So about the law, it's $1 million question. Really? Terrible, yeah. Because you're not that clever, so I bet you won't have the answer. Even nobody except that gentleman. So it's a history. In the 1980s, actually before we hang over, we are under the British colony.
right? So Hong Kong is a capitalism running common law. So, but there's a reason I will share later about the history. China, that time, but today actually still running the communism, right? So totally two different systems, but we need to merge, hand over back to China. So how to resolve such a difficult issue? So that's $1 million question, right? It's really, really complicated. The discussion between the British and China was so tough, but eventually, yeah, it's done because a clever gentleman called Tung Chung is a former Chinese head, the chairman. He suggested one country, two systems. What does it mean? So Hong Kong then will be under China, one country. We're no longer any a city or region. We are one country together. But we can continue two systems. We can continue our capitalism, our free currency, our whatever we have. We can continue for 50 years, which means until 2047. Hopefully, I'm still surviving that year. But you may heard about some news happened a few years ago. We are not so confident to see that year that no change until then. But I'm not going to go so deep about that yet. If you have more interest, we can talk about it later. Okay, let's go this way. And when we pass through, you can take some photos.
तो भाई ये पहली लोकेशन थी इसके बारे में बता रही है जस्टिस सिस्टम की पहली जिस ब्रिटिश पे टाइम की बिल्डिंग बनी थी तो अब हमें ये नेक्स्ट लोकेशन पे लेके जा रहे हैं और मे बी शायद इनसाइड लेट्स सी
Court of Appeal. That's highest jurisdiction in Hong Kong, highest one. Okay, now talking about Hong Kong a little bit. This picture, I took it in the museum in Hong Kong. This we'll say the around 1860s, 20 years after the port opened. You see Hong Kong is actually a barren rock, a rock. It's the peak. This is the peak. You're going to see, you will see, maybe you already seen the peak. It's a piece of rock, no, nothing. Some fishing villages around, nothing. The Chinese government didn't care about this place. It's barren. That's the reason we became the colony. Otherwise, they will fight for it. The Chinese will fight for it. It's nothing, nowhere, middle of nowhere. So, after some years, I'm going to show you these pictures. This photo is a postcard. Why I'm doing it? Because it's my personal experience. When I was very young, like less than 10, I forgot the age, 70s. No, I was born in 70s. 70s, I remember that my father brought me here. We are very poor actually. We are living in a very outskirts part of the city. Very few chance we can visit Central because it takes 1 hour's drive transportation. So wow, when I first came here, I saw this tall building. Wow, so tall. So do you know where is this now? This building? Just take a look. No, yeah, that one. You see the white building with the circle windows. Circle windows. It's famous.
That one.
It's at that time called Carnot House. Now it's Jardine House. Even the Spider-Man from the United States, they took the TV the program and real Spider-Man climbing up the wall. Because that time was the highest, tallest building in the Asia. It's 52 stories. So guess now, what is the ranking for today in terms of the height? Just rough guess. 70 to years, 50 years. So now it's around 200. 200. Now the tallest building is on the opposite side in Kowloon. You see that one? It's ICC, International Commerce Center. It's around 490 meters. It's 10 highest in the world. And this one is second high is the IFC, International Finance Center. So, in a study done by some research, counting the number of skyscrapers in the world, which higher than 150 meters. Guess which city has the highest numbers? Definitely Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Hong Kong has 553 buildings taller than 150 meters. And the second one is Shenzhen in China next to us, and the third one is New York. So you see how amazing this place is. It's a miracle. Less than 200 years from nothing to all buildings around you. But remember, if you have time, indeed Hong Kong has 40% of land country park. Very beautiful countryside. Just within 1 hour drive, you can reach beautiful scenery. But it's not on this tour. Maybe later. Okay?
अभी हम सेंट्रल पे घूम रहे हैं, तो काइंड ऑफ ओवरव्यू दे देंगे कि आसपास क्या क्या है और थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री के बारे में.
Water. So in Chinese knowledge, ancient knowledge, we believe everything in the world consists of by the 5 elements: wind, water, fire, dirt, the dust, and metal. Okay. Anyway, so feng shui, we use feng shui to make our lives more happier, fortunate, healthier, whatever, better. Than we use feng shui. For example, when we choose a house to build a house, we need to find a good feng shui location, which harmonizes with the environment. It's really obvious. Everybody do this, but you may not call it feng shui. You call it environmental science, whatever. But in Chinese, we call feng shui. We have certain rules. So now, before I teach you the 101 feng shui, based on your observation, which building has the best feng shui? If you want to leave, which building is the
That
best?
one, that one.
That one?
Yeah.
This one? Somebody point this one. Yeah, most people point this one. Yes, correct. This one is the HSBC. HSBC. Do you know HSBC? Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Operation. This is the biggest bank in the Asia Pacific. So it's also one of the richest company in Hong Kong. So it has the best feng shui. Why? Because in Chinese we want the feng shui location like sitting on an armchair. When you're sitting on an armchair, your back have something to protect you. You're afraid, get rid of the bad wind or whatever, and you have a left arm and right arm, something to hold your arm, make you also comfortable. And in front has to be a big open area with land or sea. So here, this building, on its left side is the Standard Chartered Bank. On its right side is the Bank of China, that lower one, the farm run. So in front, nothing. At the back is the peak. So it's the best feng shui. So guess why today still no building in front of HSBC? It's very strange, right? All the other places, indeed we are standing on the sea. All this landfill reclamation. No, nothing here before the HSBC built that building. At that time here, it's on the sea front, on the West Coast. But they foresee eventually will do the landfill. But still, why no buildings in front? Because they're so clever. When they sign a contract with the government, they put the term that you are not allowed to build any building in front of me, even do the reclamation or landfill in the future. That's the result. So clever. But the feng shui war hasn't ended yet. The war has happened. You see the Bank of China? So during the
Bank of China.
1980s, now everybody know that China will take over Hong Kong. So what will you do if you're a Chinese official? You own the Bank of China. It seems to be very short next to HSBC. So what will you do? Build a bigger, higher, taller. That's the triangular one. That's a triangular one. You see the triangular one? It's the new Bank of China, the third highest building, built in the 90s. It's taller than HSBC. And even worse, not worse, even they claim they use the bamboo as the idea, but from what you see, it does look like a bamboo or more like a sword, a blade, a knife with sharp edge, right? And the sharp edge pointing to where? To this direction, to the HSBC and the government house at the back. Wow, it's really a feng shui wall. Why? This bank looks I'm showing here. This old $10 notes, 80s, during 80s. This is the HSBC building, you see at the back. And there's something missing in this picture, and something you can find now. They built after this new Bank of China building opened. They built something on top, on the roof, but here is nothing. Anybody see? No, I still so small, but just anyone see this? Because a little bit more at the right side, you see two cannons. They say it's a window cleaning the machine too, but nobody seen they use them as window cleaning. Just put there like two cannonball pointing towards the Bank of China. You see this picture? No cannonball. Indeed, no cannon. No two cranes. We say cranes on top. So then this war hasn't ended. Okay, during the 2000, already hang over to China. So a richest man in Hong Kong called Lee Ka-shing. He's the 30th richest man in the world. He built another building in between them. You see the rectangular, the square one. The square one, this building was built in the 2000s by the richest man. What he wants to do is to keep them peaceful. You see, normally a rectangular building will face directly to the harbor, but he changed the direction to this so that the cannonball will hit and divert to other place, and the blade also will divert to other place. And the height is around in the middle, not taller than them, but taller than HSBC. Okay, so that's why he's still the richest man in Hong Kong. So clever. He wants to keep UK and then China more harmonized, peaceful. Okay, let's start the next location.
मैं रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ बाद में तो कोई खबर देना होगा तो मैं दे दूँगा ठीक है मैं भी दे देता हूँ जस्ट ठीक देखो भाई ट्रैम स्टेशन
In Chinese tradition, we really like to put a pair of some maybe lions or whatever in front of the house. There's two reasons. Guess what's the reason? Protection, yeah, against evil. gold, so that their Sophie's strong. Another reason, to attract luck, fortune. So these two lions make of the copper bronze, and this has a name called Steve, S-T-I-T-T, and his name is the same as me, Stephen. same spelling as T-E-H-E-N. They are two former managers of HSBC in the 1930s. These two bronze lions set up here during 1935. So, do you see any difference between Stephen and Steve? Just the outlook, the mouth, the office. How open Stephen? His character is more like to open the mouth, to yell, and grab your money. And Steve is more patient, calm, and close your mouth to keep your money and never give it back to you. That's the feng shui. Okay. Now you see some black paint over here. Something happened to them during 2020. For 3.5 years ago, maybe you heard the news about Hong Kong. May not. Quite a big protest happened in Hong Kong. Many people demonstrate, and that I don't touch so much. But one event happened one day. Some demonstrator threw some oil, some black paint here. They still left it here. I don't know why. Just to remind you that event maybe. So that because the bank closed one account of one party that supporting the demonstrator. And they follow the instruction from the government to do that. So to just leave you a sign here to show this event still memorable. So let's go to that. We have another very worst event happened in history, also show some marks over Steve.
बाकी हिंदी का भाई मैं वॉइस ओवर दे दूँगा बाद में. अभी बस मैं रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ. आज मेरा वैसे ही ज़्यादा मन है रिकॉर्ड करने का.
Yes, right. You see this mark? These holes. What created these holes? Guns. Even worse, grenade.
Oh.
Grenade. Do you see this? You may take pictures. So, invaded China, then others Pacific, and they bombed the Pearl Harbor. You heard that? The day actually they bombed Pearl Harbor, they started flew the plane from the Guangzhou. They occupied Guangzhou already to Hong Kong, and they bombed Hong Kong. And the land troops arrived just 18 days at the night of December 25th. We call the Black Christmas of 1941. We surrendered. Yeah, the 4 troops from the India troops, Canadian troops in Hong Kong. We have different nationalities. British troops and local troops all surrendered. Because here, you see the mark? Where is it? It's just under the government house. If we didn't surrender at here, then they will kill more soldiers, kill more civilians. Oh. Okay? So after the war, you know the history, Japanese surrender in 3 years, 8 months, and they actually took these 2 lions to Japan, and also all the 8 statues. We were in a statue square. There were 8 statues, including Queen Victoria. They took all back to Japan for some purposes. What? What do you think? Why they took this lion to Japan? Why? Because it's copper. They can use copper for other purposes. Big guns, big fire, whatever. And already made some statues. Luckily, a US soldier, he visited Osaka and see them, these 2 lions, at the Osaka dockyard, and then claimed this is from Hong Kong. So the Japanese returned these 2 lions and other remaining like Queen Victoria to Hong Kong out in the 1946. That's the history. So they were lucky, but some unlucky statues already melted. Okay, please follow me. Now we going under the HSBC. Also because of feng shui. Because they believe a dragon will fly through the peaks all the way under this building and to the Victoria Peak to drink water or whatever. So that's why they keep this open.
तो भी है भाई हम HSBC की बिल्डिंग के अंदर.
Yeah, just 6 coast. And we are in this, you see a row here, this row is called the Queen's Row. It's called the Queen's Row. This is the first row built in Hong Kong, first row. Now the piers, it's all reclamation by 4 phases. So Hong Kong has actually a barren rock, low land. They have to do the landfill and then to build a city on top of the landfill. So an interesting story about this name. Queen's Row, no problem, but the translation has a problem. Translation, Wang Hao Dai Do Wang Hao. This means the wife of the king. You know, in China history, actually woman cannot be a king. So they believe queens means the wife, the king's wife. So they translate to Wang Hao. Understand? But they know that in the later time, but they don't want to change it. They just keep it. It's a piece of history. So now we are going up to the government hill. You see these two, this very old black and white pictures. So by that time, here is the coast. And this building, you recognize which one? Still exists.
This one, right?
Yeah, this orange, the bricks. This is a former French mission house. It used as a first emperor house as well. Many different purposes. But the last version is a former missionary house. And then this one is the church. We will see that church, St. John Cathedral, later. Now we cross this road and then go on there.
भाई हम next location पे जा रहे हैं. इंडिया, भाई देखो बोर्ड पे इंडिया का वो लगा हुआ है, एड बैनर HSBC का. देख रहे हो? क्रॉस करते हैं. अभी हम यहाँ पर जा रहे हैं. Got everyone? ओके भाई, यहाँ के कुछ नज़ारे.
Half hour, you finish the chair, then you can have a dinner in a shopping mall. Later you will see the sunset and also the nice scenery of Victoria. That's my recommendation. They will do some hiking. That beautiful trail is one of the famous trails in Hong Kong. Now we go up to the government hill.
भाई अब गवर्नमेंट पे जा रहे हैं. है गवर्नमेंट हिल.
Now, we have arrived the center of Hong Kong, which is the first place open to build the government offices, government house, and government need the church, botanic garden. The zoological botanic garden consists of 3 parts. The first part is Hong Kong Island. Now we are on Hong Kong Island. Before the British colonized here, they already started trade with China, right? They all the way to the Hong Kong to China, and then to the southern entrance of China called Guangzhou city. Just the river, Pearl River, you go north a little bit, you reach Guangzhou, the richest city in the southern part of China. Oh, so what they do? They do business, they do trade. The British like Chinese product so much. What kind of products do you think they buy? They bought by the time? The tea, yeah, the tea is the biggest demand. British like the Chinese tea. And the second also, not only tea, they buy silk, China, potteries, and so on. So, but on the other hand, Chinese people doesn't need much product from the UK. They just brought some cotton, kerosene oil, and so on. That create problem. What problem? Trade deficits. It's huge. The silver goes to China, but never back to UK. So, what will you do if you are the British government? What will you do? You think of one Indian company running India. They grew a lot of opium, and then they dumped to the Chinese. The Chinese, wow, already addicted, and then brought along. So what happened is create a social problem, a lot of problems because of that. So one day, the Chinese official far away in the Beijing realized the problem of the opium. Then they stopped the trade immediately. Well, that time Hong Kong already being used as a port. Many ships, they carry the opium by ships, stay in the Victoria Harbour and ready to smuggle inside the China. Because they banned the trade, they have to do this illegally. They smuggle through here, the port Hong Kong, by the small boats to somewhere in the east coastal of China. Okay, then the Chinese official burned all the opium for one event in the one place. Then it caused the opium war. Then finally, British won the war. Then they have the Chinese need to give up the Hong Kong, this part, to British as a colony, and paid a lot of money. Then, okay, times goes to 1860. Second opium war happened, and then China lost again. So this time, a small peninsula called the Kowloon also ceded to British. This is the small opposite side. It's called Kowloon. That means you see a straight line. It's the boundary streets. So that year, here is still the China. So that times go to 1898. 1898, 9 nations invaded Beijing. 9 nations, maybe some of your nations. Sorry, no offense. It's history. Invaded Beijing, and then they asked for something. So British get this piece of land called New Territories and the islands, 200 islands, in a lease, not colonized, in lease term, lease only for 99 years. So 1898 plus 99 means 1997. That's the reason why we have to hand over back to China. If that is not a lease, it's a permanent colony, then that our history will be different. Today we still may be part of British or even individual. I don't know. This is just a guess. But because of the lease has to be returned back to China, so we cannot separate Hong Kong anymore. This two is one place. Even we can, the China can stop us. We will die in 3 months. We don't have water. We don't have food. Such a place. So no way we have to bring over. So then history goes to the Second World War. Mentioned that. Actually, at the Second World War, after Second World War, Hong Kong has not many people, only 500,000 people. 500,000 people. But in the 1949, one event happened in China. The Communist Party won, and then they set up the People's Republic of China. So those in Shanghai, in other Chinese richest people, they were Catholics. They were afraid of being under the rule of the Communist Party. The rich people either moved to Taiwan or moved to Hong Kong or other Southeast Asia. And then because of the war, the starvation happened in China at that time so bad. My father and my mother barely survived, they told me. They need to eat the skin of the tree in order to keep safe. And quite a lot of the neighbors' siblings died. They were the lucky two. They smuggled to Hong Kong in the 50s. So within 5 years, our population grew from 500,000 to 2.2 million. So then it started to groom Hong Kong industry. A lot of rich Shanghainese, they have the money, they have the skills, they have the factory experience, they go to Hong Kong. And then because the 50s, the US banged the trade with China because of Korean War. So Hong Kong is lucky because we are British, under British. Then we start to build our industries. Hong Kong became one of the famous industrial city in the world. We produce a lot of products, the toys, electronics, the jazz, these schools or whatever. So, and then after the second generation, the first generation born like us, 60s, 70s, we the first, really the true main Hong Konger, we say, real made in Hong Kong. And so until the 1890s, Hong Kong was so good. The economic, even after hangover, 1997, Hong Kong still open to the world. We still free trade, free economy. Even though our industry moved to China, we don't have any actually industry to make products. Hong Kong is so small. So all these factories moved to China, but we changed to a service industry, financial industry. Everybody in the world wants to grab a bit of the market from China because China joined WTO. So all the countries want to shake hands with China through Hong Kong. So we grab a big opportunity from this financial market. Until a few years ago, something changed. The government changed in China. He has different vision, different management. Now you may know the news. The relationship is a bit tight with the world, with US, and then something happened in the 4 years ago. So I'm going to show you my passport. Indeed, I had this British passport before 1997. But actually, it's just a Jewish passport. I have no right to say British after 1997. That time they discussed about the future of Hong Kong. The British only give us Hong Kong people 50,000 permanent residency passport, selectively. So for those people like me, the young people, those not rich, we only can get a passport called BNO, British National Overseas, just for trouble. So we have to no choice to stay here. For some of the richer people, they immigrate to other places in the 90s in Hong Kong. We moved to UK, Australia, Canada, and so on. You may heard that. And now, after another 30 years stability, 3 years ago, another migration happened in Hong Kong. So before that, I talk about this. This is our national Chinese Hong Kong SAR passport. We have a right to here to stay in Hong Kong now with this passport and also travel all over the world. This is the current SAR passport. So what happened 4 years ago? Because of the big event happened in Hong Kong, that the protester, the government took down all this opposition. They don't want them to have another voice. Now, either they are in the prison or are now being hunted. They already escaped to other countries. And then UK gave us a golden opportunity 3 years ago. With those having this BNO, I can go to UK, stay there for 4 years, then they give us permanent residency. It's kind of protection for those who born before 1997, only with this passport. So this is now useful again, even it's not useful for travel anymore. But I choose to stay. Why? First, my kids are now older, secondary, and they don't want to move. And I also older, and I love here actually. I love my childhood experience. I don't want to just go away and escape the responsibility. If this change, I want to keep change better. Then I need to make my voice to other people. Even though we have something happen here, but the future nobody knows. So I will stay here and then keep Hong Kong as my kids' future as well. Okay, now we are reaching the second part, the first part, and before we will go inside the St. John Cathedral, then 5 minutes, then we'll go to the second part of the tour. So this cathedral was built in 1851. Though it's a very small church, but you will also find Chinese features. It's an Anglican church. The Archbishop of Hong Kong also sit here. I'm going to show you some Chinese features and some about the history, then we'll go to the second part. This side I won't use the microphone. So
were you from France? Or, Netherlands? Yeah. How long were you in Hong Kong for?
I'm living like 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Here. I live in the Philippines.
Oh,
right
cool.
Now. Yeah. It's hotter than here. It's better.
I can imagine. I mean, it's winter now, so. No, I'm here for 6 days. I arrived yesterday.
Beautiful birds representing St. John himself. But also in other meetings, these beautiful birds is called white belly eagle. It's a native bird in Hong Kong. It's so rare in Hong Kong. Only 14 pairs, 12 to 14 pairs. They live together here on the islands in eastern Hong Kong. So some kind of representing Hong Kong's nature. So they put this on the wall. So now we're going inside. I'm going to introduce you some beautiful stained glass windows and view the first floor.
Is the recording allowed inside?
Hang this Hong Kong, this Hong Kong flag. A lot of activists now, not very good. They destroy some this kind of coat of flag. Other places, in other places, you may see this old Hong Kong flag or Hong Kong coat of arms. But some people, they just want to get rid of this. So it's very, very even nowadays very not easy to see a Hong Kong coat of arms and Hong Kong flag anymore. We have to protect this. We have to protect this history. Okay, now we go out. Continue our journey.
चलो चलते हैं.
Central today. That means